Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, has left an indelible mark on music and culture. But here's a shocking thought: even after his death, people still try to be Elvis. Not just fans imitating his style or singing his songs, but actual people taking on his name and legacy. It's as if Elvis became a blueprint for rebellion, creativity, and a certain kind of rock and roll spirit that refuses to die. Take Reg Ball, for instance. In 1965, he wasn't just a musician, he became Reg Presley, directly borrowing from Elvis's name. This wasn't an isolated incident. David Bowie, one of the most iconic figures in rock, once considered arranging Elvis songs for Iggy Pop, showing just how big Elvis's influence loomed over the music scene. Even Keith Moon, the notorious drummer of The Who, sported a gold lame suit reminiscent of Elvis's signature style, though Sid Vicious ended up wearing it after Moon's passing. Music itself became a battleground for Elvis's spirit. Phil Ochs, in his 1970 album Gunfight at Carnegie Hall, played the role of a rebellious folk singer in a gold lame suit, paying homage to Elvis while poking fun at the system. Evel Knievel, the daring stuntman, drew inspiration from the King's flamboyant style, blurring the lines between music and spectacle. The 1970s saw a wave of artists reimagining Elvis's legacy. Declan Patrick McManus reinvented himself as Elvis Costello, merging punk and pop with the King's sound. The Clash, in their 1979 album cover, didn't directly reference Elvis but echoed his iconic album art with their own bold design. The Cramps, with their psychobilly style, released A Date with Elvis, a playful take on the King's early career, even if it didn't feature any of his songs. Even pop icons like Bono don gold lame suits, channeling Elvis's glamour on stage. The Smiths, in their 1987 album cover, paid tribute with a clever nod to Elvis's iconic Love Me Tender cover. David Bowie again drew from Elvis as well, with his 1993 Zooropa tour featuring a gold lame suit. Elvis's influence stretched beyond music into film and politics. In 2012, an animated movie, Lilo and Stitch, featured a character who was an Elvis fan, while in 2014, David Bishop ran for office in the UK under the whimsical Bus Pass Elvis Presley Party, showing how Elvis's image could still capture the public's imagination. But it wasn't just about direct tributes. Artists like Johnny Burnett, Gene Vincent, and Eddie Cochran took cues from Elvis, crafting their own sounds while paying homage. Eddie Cochran's 20 Flight Rock was presented as a parody, but was undeniably inspired by Elvis's style and sound. Johnny Rivers even copied Elvis note for note with Baby Come Back, showcasing a brilliant but unauthorized tribute. The 1960s saw an explosion of Elvis impersonators, each trying to capture the essence of the King. Danny Rivers, known as the best Elvis impersonator, even wrote and recorded Hawk, a spooky take on Fever. Vive Stanshall of the Bonzo Dog Band revived Elvis's Suspicion, while Freddie Starr delivered a tacky yet loving rendition of White Christmas. Even in death, Elvis's influence persists. Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin sang Candy Store Rock, imagining what Elvis would have done with it. Orion, a musician, tried to distance himself from Elvis imitations, but was still perceived as trying to channel the King. Waylon Jennings, in his 1994 album, had fun with the idea of being Elvis, singing songs by other deceased legends as if the King himself. These examples show that Elvis's impact goes far beyond his music. He inspired a generation to express themselves, to take risks, and to never stop being creative. Whether through direct covers, impersonations, or subtle nods, Elvis's legacy continues to shape the music world and beyond. His spirit lives on, proving that sometimes you can't fool all of the people all of the time, but you can certainly keep the legend alive. When we think of classic songs, names like Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, and the Beatles come to mind. These songs tell stories, express feelings, and capture moments in time. Let's take a trip down memory lane and explore some of these timeless tunes. Elvis Presley, often called the king of rock and roll, left an indelible mark on music. Songs like Heartbreak Hotel and Jailhouse Rock showcase his unique blend of country, blues, and rock and roll. Heartbreak Hotel, released in 1956, was one of his early hits. The song's catchy melody and Elvis's charismatic performance made it an instant classic. Jailhouse Rock, with its energetic rhythm and memorable dance moves, became a staple of 1950s pop culture. Johnny Cash, known as the Man in Black, brought a deep, soulful voice to country music. His song "I've Got Stripes" tells the story of a man's journey through life's challenges. Another hit, Ring of Fire, with its dramatic tale of love and betrayal, remains a favorite. Cash's version of Folsom Prison Blues brought the struggles of prison life to the forefront, resonating with many listeners. The Beatles, a British band, changed the face of music forever. Their songs are still played today because they speak to universal human experiences. Hey Jude is a perfect example. With its encouraging lyrics and soaring melody, it's a song that can lift anyone's spirits. Let It Be offers comfort and reassurance, reminding us to stay calm in tough times. The Beatles' music was innovative, blending different styles and pushing boundaries. Country music has a rich history, with artists like Roy Acuff and Hank Williams shaping its sound. Roy Acuff's The Grand Ole Opry theme is a classic that captures the spirit of country music. Hank Williams, another legend, wrote Your Cheatin' Heart, a song that has been covered by many artists. His music often reflected the struggles and joys of everyday life, making it relatable to listeners. Even athletes like Muhammad Ali left their mark on music. Ali's "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee" is more than just a boxing mantra. It's a poetic expression of agility and strength. This phrase became a cultural icon, inspiring people in sports and beyond. Pop music is a melting pot of styles and influences. Artists like Madonna and Prince brought fresh sounds and bold expressions to the forefront. Madonna's "Like a Virgin" is a playful anthem that celebrates independence and youth. Prince's "Purple Rain" is a musical masterpiece that blends rock, pop, and R&B, showcasing his genius as a songwriter and performer. Country songs often tell stories of love, loss, and life's ups and downs. Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks is a heartwarming tale of finding friendship in unexpected places. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston, though not strictly country, became a country hit when Reba McEntire covered it. These songs remind us that music can bridge gaps and bring people together. The blues and soul genres are the roots of much of modern music. Artists like B.B. King and Otis Redding created soulful sounds that influenced countless musicians. B.B. King's "The Thrill Is Gone" is a blues classic that speaks to heartache and longing. Otis Redding's "Sittin' on the Dock of the Bay" is a soulful ballad that captures a moment of reflection and peace. These songs are more than just tunes, they are pieces of history that continue to resonate today. Whether it's the rebellious spirit of rock and roll, the storytelling of country music, or the emotional depth of blues and soul, each song offers a window into a different time and place. As we listen to these classics, we connect with the past and find joy in the music that has shaped our world. Music is like a big, colorful book filled with stories and feelings. Let's talk about some popular songs and the people who made them. Blues songs. Many songs have blue in the title, like Blue Hawaii, Blue Moon, and Blue on Blue. These songs often talk about sad feelings or longing. Blue Suede Shoes is another famous song, made popular by Elvis Presley. It's about a pair of shoes that make someone feel good, even when they're feeling down. Elvis Presley. Elvis is like the king of music for many people. He sang lots of hits, including Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, and Hound Dog. His voice and style changed music forever. People still love to watch him perform and listen to his songs. Country music. Country music comes from the heart, often telling stories about life in simple places. Artists like Johnny Cash and Loretta Lynn sang about love, loss, and everyday life. Their songs are like warm hugs that make you feel understood. Rock and roll is energetic and fun. Artists like Chuck Berry and Little Richard started this exciting style of music. Their songs made people want to dance and move. The Beatles and the Rolling Stones took rock and roll to new heights, influencing countless other bands. Songs as stories. Many songs tell stories like Flaming Star, which is about a young person facing challenges. Frankie and Johnny tells a tale of love and betrayal. These stories make music more than just sounds, they become experiences. The evolution of music has changed a lot over time. From the early days of blues and country to the rise of rock and roll and beyond, each era brought new sounds and styles. Artists like Bob Dylan and Neil Young helped shape the music of their times, speaking to issues of the day. Movie connections, music and movies often go hand in hand. Films like Bound for Glory and Grease use songs to enhance the story. Elvis's music was featured in many films, making him not just a singer but a movie star too. Lasting impact. The songs and artists mentioned here have left a big mark on the world. Their music continues to be played and loved by people of all ages. Whether it's a nostalgic tune or a new hit, music connects us all, reminding us of our shared experiences and feelings. In the end, music is a powerful force that brings joy, comfort, and connection. It's a part of who we are and how we express ourselves. So the next time you hear a familiar tune, remember the story behind it and the people who made it special.